Hey, what's going on to all my gaming addicts and gameaholics? Welcome back to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast, a show all about gaming and other related news to give you that fix to ease your gaming itch. This is episode number 59, and today is February 5th, 2023. I'm your host, Trey Turpin, and of course, in this episode, we are going to discuss Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo are seemingly sitting out E3 this year. Redfall is going to require you to always stay connected online. PlayStation Plus collection is shutting down. And also Halo is switching to Unreal Engine 5. As always, I'm accompanied by my brother Shane Turpin. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro, man? I'm glad to be here once again, back with another one. How you been, man?
I'm good, bro. You know, another week, another good episode that we're about to go ahead and share with everyone here. At least, hopefully, they enjoy it. You know, it's a lot of good topics we got to talk about. So I'm definitely excited for that. But before we actually jump into those topics, we gotta let people know what we've been playing, man. So I'm gonna shoot it to you. What you been playing this past week since we last did this?
Oh man, since we last did this, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I haven't got to touch on too much, but basically the only thing that I have touched on is my go-tos. Like I said, the two games that I've been playing, which was the Little Nightmares,
Mm-hmm.
and also what have I played? Oh, I did jump on. I'm not gonna lie, I jumped on Rocket League for a second. Like I said, I always tend to jump back on it. That's kind of like one of my like go-to games. Like when I just ain't got nothing to do, and I just, you know what I'm saying, want to play
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah,
You know what I mean,
yeah,
for 5 or 10 minutes, something when I ain't not trying to make a long commitment. I always
yeah.
jump in. Plus, I got some homeboys that play it really. They play it tough, but I'm nowhere near as good as them. But
Mm-hmm.
I played that for a minute. That's really about it, honestly. I believe. I'm trying to
Okay.
think. Yeah, because I had a hectic week this week where I was. It was a busy week.
So are you still on Little Nightmares 1 or are you finally playing Little Nightmares 2?
I'm not. I'm still on one, but I'm on the second part of the story.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I know you played one already.
Uh,
I know you played the first one already. You're just
yeah, but I
replaying it.
never beat the DLC part, and I had finally
Oh,
beat that. I had finally got to where I could play the DLC part.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, trust me. We all been there. I know how busy work can get. So when you're able to play is definitely, take advantage. But what I've been playing this week is I've been playing the dang, it's just like as soon as you get on the spot, you forget what you've been playing. I've
Well,
definitely been
exactly.
playing.
That's what I'm like, hold up.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of what I was playing earlier today. See, today I jumped in because I'm bouncing around with two games. Yes, I'm playing Hi-Fi Rush. I'm actually jumping into that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking, the good reviews is definitely
I
warranted for this
did
game.
try that. I forgot.
Yeah,
I did try the Hi-Fi Rush.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Oh, okay. How'd you like it so
Man,
far?
I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking I was liking it, but I didn't get all the way through. I had like got right out the tutorial part, and I
Hmm.
played for a little bit, and I'm like, I don't know, and I played for like a little bit longer, and I'm like maybe minutes, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I had to go do something,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
never touched back to it, you know what I mean? But I did get through the tutorials and all that stuff, so
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely back into it. But I can see myself enjoying it.
oh yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it right now. I'm not gonna lie, because at first I was like you. I'm like, okay, like I was interested enough to download it to play it. Started playing it, and I'm like, okay, like it's simple, boom, boom, just smacking these enemies. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think the story's pretty. Like, it's nice and entertaining. The art style, the visuals is really nice and entertaining. The combat is starting to get better. Like, you're starting to get like a grapple and things like that. You can summon a partner and they can do some stuff too. So, and then like 808, the cat in the game, or at least you'll have to play it more. But yeah, like I love that character. Like I think she's very dope. And it's just all coming together. I'm still fairly in the beginning, but I'm actually enjoying it. So I've been jumping into that game as well as I've been playing Death's Door. I think I talked about it a little bit last week. Still playing Death's Door. Finally defeated the first boss. It was the witch, or AKA Grandma. I was playing against her, and my son, he really loves it when I play this game, like, because nobody really talks or anything. You're just reading, and like, so I like act out like I'm reading a storybook, and I'm making I'm doing like little voices and stuff of an evil witch and things like that, and just talking. And he like sits there and thinks the witch is creepy, and it's just a very fun game. It's just like I was playing Tunic, so Death's Door is pretty much like that in a way, just a little bit darker, as well as Tunic was like a Demon Souls or Bloodborne or Elden Ring type of game. When you die, you have to restart and things like that. The enemies revive. So it's pretty much like that. But Death's Door, I started that because I've heard a lot of good reviews about it, being such like an indie game. So I wanted to try it out. And since I fell in love with Tunic, I wanted to jump into this, and it's still touching that same vibe, hitting the same beat as Tunic did. So I'm enjoying that as well. So those are the two main games that I have been playing. Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I was playing something else, but those are the two main ones I've been playing. But like you, I've just been busy all week. So when I do have time, I just jump in, play those for a good 30 minutes or so, and then I move on. But okay, so that wraps up what we've been playing this week. Was there any other games you might have missed before we go ahead and jump into the topics? As I say this, he walks away.
Shit, I can't really think of much right off the top.
Okay,
I think that's it.
Okay,
my time was limited this week, man, with all the doubles.
Oh yeah, man. Trust me.
I didn't get to play on Sundays and Mondays, and I didn't get to play any today because I had to work. Sometimes I normally don't have to work on Sundays, but I had to work this Sunday. So, man,
you definitely sounds like you're definitely in desperate need of a gaming session for sure. So
Monday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow we need to play something, man. We need to play something together. I don't think we played anything together in a minute. We need to find some game and jump into something for sure. But yeah, I think I could probably squeeze a little something. It'd probably be tomorrow night for me. So if I jump on, but yeah, man. Okay. Definitely we'll go ahead and move on. But of course, before we move on to the topics, if you would like to help and support the show, go ahead and subscribe to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date when new videos drop. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment. For our audio listeners, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to stay up to date for new episodes. Also, rate and leave a review, which would help the show out tremendously. And of course, on behalf of The Gap, a big thanks to everyone for continuing to show love and support. All right. So, Shane, you already know the big topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about first is that Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo are finally, none of the big three are going to be at E3 this year. All right, which is kind of surprising. We already knew Nintendo has been out of it for years now. PlayStation started off, their last one was 2018. They decided to skip it in 2019 and just never looked back since. And then now it seems like the only player in the game that was showing up to E3 was Xbox. And now they're hinting that they're not going to actually be making it this year as well. So you already know that I got an article here for you guys. I'm going to bring up, let's see. I haven't done this in forever. Don't even know what buttons to click. But this is actually a article on theverge.com. It says Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are reportedly all skipping E3 2023. All right. So the article states Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft are all skipping the revitalized E3 convention in June, according to a new report from IGN. E3 will be back as an in-person conference in Los Angeles after not happening at all in 2022. And I personally was hoping was hopeful that the big three console makers would be at the show when it takes place from June 13th through the 16th to help make it feel like the big event of years past. But according to IGN's reporting, that's not the case. That said, it's not entirely unexpected. Sony first skipped E3 in 2019 and hasn't been a part of the convention since. Microsoft said last week that it would be doing a showcase in LA this summer, but didn't outright say the words E3. Nintendo has proven time and time again that it can drive huge news cycles with its can't miss direct video presentations, so it may not feel the need to share the E3 spotlight. And since the show will be taking place about a month after the release of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo may want to keep the attention of its fans of what could be one of the biggest games of the year. All right. And also, in a statement to The Verge, Kyle Marsden, Redfall's global VP of gaming, did not confirm if the big three consoles would be absent from the show. Redfall continues daily discussions with the companies of all sizes about their plans for the show. Marsden said, "We're excited to soon share information about the publishers, game developers, and other industry players about the creative games and innovative products they plan to showcase to the industry and to consumers." As E3 has grown smaller, other digital stages have sprung up from publishers to make their big announcements. Most prominently, the Game Awards and the Summer Game Fest, both hosted by Jeff Keighley. He spoke to us in 2022 about where E3 does or maybe doesn't fit into the gaming landscape. Incidentally, the Summer of Game Fest account just tweeted that it will also be returning on June 8th, just a few days before E3. All right. So Shane, definitely a lengthy article. I didn't think I'd get winded reading all of that to you guys. But definitely, so what do you think of this news of the big three, like pretty much just giving up on E3? I know E3 isn't really the same like it used to be a decade ago, even 2 decades ago. I heard a lot of people were saying that it now, since they went to like allowing fans to show up, that's when it started to drift away from what it was, because it used to just be, you had to be press, and then you got to go in and get to see all the goodness and put it out to the people. But now, since it's like fans get involved, they were saying like it just made things overcrowded. The lines to test out certain games and check out certain games just took forever, wasn't able to report on a lot of stuff that was there. And then, like you said, then that's years in the past. Nintendo seemingly found out a nice formula of just doing it yourself when you have the time and when you have time on your schedule to show products, instead of spending money and resources doing it all in this one event. So what do you think?
I mean, I hate to say this, but you think E3's dead, man? I mean, first of all, let me ask the people out there: do you all think E3 is dead? Is it over for E3? To me, I feel like E3 as we know it, yeah, it's not going to have that feel, that lackluster, that, oh man, what's going to happen this year? Oh, everybody's going to be there. What are they going to put out? What's everybody's seeing it? They don't need to do it. They can do it themselves and focus it on what they want and put it out how they want and when they want and target it around whatever they feel. And the people are checking in. And why waste money doing this? You can do it yourself, probably for way cheaper.
Oh yeah, big time. Just put a little presentation together, 20-minute presentation. Boom, here you go. These are games we're excited to show you guys. Boom. And you have multiple shows instead of showing like everything all at once, in the summertime, which is what we were used to. Like, that was the big event for us. Now we have stuff to look forward to throughout the whole year, so, and it seems like Nintendo found that blueprint and PlayStation started, doing the same thing, and Xbox seems like they're starting to learn and do their own little thing, their own little spin on that formula with the developer direct that they just did. It was short, sweet, to the point, gave us what we needed, and they're telling you, look out for more later in the year. So that, I mean, more content, that's all we could really rely for instead of waiting for that one time of the year. It just sucks because I've always wanted to go to one. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like that was just the time to be a gamer. You wanted to hear about all the new games dropping, release dates, see the newest tech for gaming and things like that. You had to be at E3, you know.
Right.
So it definitely sucks. What's odd, I know a lot of people were pointing out, like Xbox is part of the board at the, I believe it's the ESA. Don't quote me. Uh, I'm doubting myself right now, but they're like, Xbox sits at the board of the ESA that runs E3. So they're like, and y'all not even going to be at the show. What's crazy is that Phil Spencer was saying, I watched an interview with him on IGN not too long ago, his most recent one. He was pretty much saying like, they're going to be in the area. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to be tied in the schedule of an E3. Like they're going to do something at their theater right across the street, and show off games and give us slices of stuff that we've all been wanting to see and new announcements and stuff. But is it going to be like time slotted for E3? No. And then like they were saying, the Summer Game Fest, that's been happening. I'm not a big fan of Jeff Keighley, but it seems like he's doing something different. I think that's what people want anyway. Like this is a new generation of gamers. Like E3 just sounds so vintage and old at this point. Like people want to have their own, like, oh yeah, we got this summer gaming event fest thing, yeah, that's really good, boom, 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 boom. That's just something more relatable to the new generation. E3, I feel like, just like I said, that's for the older crowd, my crowd. And then not even that, the Game Awards. It seems like the Game Awards is getting bigger, and the Game Awards are starting to turn out to be E3 as well. Big announcements. It doesn't even seem like it's focused on the awards itself. People are there for the announcements and the surprises. They don't care who wins what and what when it comes to that game of the year. Yes, they do. But all the other stuff, they're like, where's the new announcement at? Where's that release date, that trailer? I want to see something good. That's how I at least felt. So I feel like, I know I'm long-winded here, but that's how I feel. And to answer your question, Shane, is as much as I don't want to say it, I do think it's dead, or at least how we know it. Now, if they want to do something, maybe E3 can be humble and like, yeah, we'll play sideline fiddle to the Game Fest and like just the summer block of gaming in general. You know what I'm saying? They can just be a part of it, and everybody just unites and does this one big summer gaming showcase thing that probably lasts a whole month or something, or maybe the whole summer. Give us slices, focus on one game, boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I'm just naming stuff there.
Right.
So, but I mean, that's how I feel about it. Now, I mean, E3's dead. Did you have anything else to say about it, Shane?
I believe so too, man. It's definitely not going to be what we know it of. Now, like you said, if they change it around into something, they could whip it into something, but I don't see it. I don't see it. It's a new day and age. Things, information is so moving around the world so fast that you gotta get with the times, man. Things is different. Y'all gotta switch it up.
Now, I think the only thing that people like when E3 wasn't happening, like we were still getting game announcements every summer. You know what I'm saying? Like big show events every summer. So the only thing that people really missed was just like the people getting together, and enjoying the excitement of games with others. That's all I see people on Twitter talk about. It's like, yeah, just being around other fellow gamers, that's what they really enjoyed the most, seeing the surprises, experiencing all of that together. But other than that, we were still getting the announcements, the huge release dates, the showings, the gameplay, trailers, and all of that jazz, man. We was getting everything, even without E3 for those few years since COVID happened. So I think we'll be all right. And I think this is a smart move. Save those resources, put them into something else, and just release news when it's ready for you guys instead of trying to meet a deadline.
Right.
All right. But that's all I had to say about it. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here, which is a really, really, really good one in my opinion. But is Redfall. Pretty much the developers Arcane came out and pretty much said that Redfall, you're going to need to have a persistent online connection when playing their game, whether you're playing solo or you're playing co-op, multiplayer, what have you. And that's kind of, leaving a sour taste in a lot of gamers' mouths right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the article here just to give you guys a little bit more context. Um, this is an article on GameSpot.com. It says Redfall is an always online game, even in single player. All right. I'm gonna read this. If your internet connection goes down while playing Redfall, you won't be able to lone wolf your way through the rabid hordes of vampires, and that's the one thing that everybody is critical about. Um, I'll tell you my thoughts here in a little bit. Let me just read a little bit. So it said in the article, it states Redfall publisher Bethesda has confirmed that the game will require an always online connection, even when playing in single player. On the official Redfall frequently asked questions, the new requirement states that a persistent online connection is required for single player and co-op, and that a Bethesda.net account will also be necessary. This isn't an unusual move, as many modern games require some for an online check-in as an anti-piracy measure or progression fairness to keep the playing field level when joining friends in co-op in Redfall's case. Although this form of DRM has drawn criticism for adding extra steps to single player titles. Back for Blood initially required a persistent online connection when it first launched if you were planning to play alongside AI teammates, but a later patch added a offline story mode for the game. Where did we go? It says other games that have also eased off on an always online requirement includes Marvel's Avengers and It Takes Two, with those games offering offline single player couch co-op modes respectively. Arcane games such as Dishonored and Prey have traditionally been focused on single player first, and while 2021's Deathloop had online modes for its assassin gameplay mechanic, an offline mode was also available. As revealed in last month's Developer Direct, Redfall will release on May 2nd for PC and Xbox Series X and S, and will be available through Xbox Game Pass on launch day as well. Arcane calls Redfall its biggest, most ambitious game, and that they've ever created, and it features co-op play for up to 4 players. For more details, check back in at GameSpot. Blah 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 blah. All right, so Shane, go ahead. I'm gonna swing it your way. Well, before I swing it your way, I just want to go ahead and talk about, my first initial thoughts when reading this. I felt like if this was addressed 10 years ago, like I feel like it's not going to get as much backlash today than it would have 10 years ago when Microsoft as a company was trying to do this with Xbox. When they first announced Xbox One and said that it's going to require a monthly check-in every month in order to validate its games or what have you. I don't know, that DRM mess that they had. Thankfully, they went ahead and reversed it, and we're here where we're at today. But also around that time, that's when more online only games were coming out. I remember Titanfall was getting flack for being online only, and then next thing you know, Rainbow Six Siege came out, and then these other titles that was online only came out, and at first they started off getting flack, but now it's the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like games can actually exist just being online only. But where this comes across is the fact that even if you want to play single player, you have to pretty much, still be connected online. I would like a little bit more justification on that. Maybe I could find an article sometime, and give you guys an update. But Shane, what do you think about this? Like, does it bother you, or like is this just a bad look? Do you think it's just going to draw negative attention to the game when people are still trying to figure out what this game is and if they're invested enough to, jump in?
Man, I'm kind of double sided on this situation, man. Honestly, I mean, I feel two ways. I feel like it's like this. For my first initial reaction is like, it's not gonna bother me, but that's only because I just feel like we're at a time where like you're always connected to the internet anyway. I feel like
Exactly.
everybody's gonna be downloading this on Game Pass, so everybody's gonna be downloading it for free. Uh, so everybody that's downloading has an internet connection. So I don't even see what the big deal is. If you're downloading and playing it, you're going to be online anyway, more than likely.
Yeah.
So I mean, but then then I go into the other point of what makes me wonder, like, why does it have to be this way? Like, why does it have to always be online? What are they doing it for? What's the motive behind it? Like, why? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, what is it? What are they gaining from it, or what is the game gaining from it? You know what I mean? Like, so it does make me wonder.
Yeah. I feel you on that. And then like they were even saying, like, what if your internet just went out and you can't play it at all?
Right, then
You know what
that
I'm
game just
saying?
don't
Like
exist
you just
anymore. Internet don't exist.
I
You
mean,
can't play it ever again.
I guess people were mm, I don't know. Like you were saying, I guess you could just look at this game as, I mean, it's a online only game. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't you can't watch Netflix without the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. But even if you did, I know people will say, like, well, you could download games off of or movies off of Netflix and you can watch them offline for, at least for 30 days or so before you can't anymore. But I don't know. I just feel like, you just got to look at it as one of them online only games. If Titanfall servers would go down, you would not be able to play Titanfall, you know, the way it was intended to be played. And maybe that's just something that, like, for this game to be played as it was intended, you need to have an online connection. Maybe, you know, I don't know. That's why I want to know more. I'm like, I know like Xbox was pushing the cloud stuff gaming for a minute. Like the cloud was supposed to change the way gaming was supposed to be. So we're like, are enemies being spawned based off a cloud or online? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like how is it going to be?
Right.
You
Like,
know?
what's the point in it being always online?
Mhm.
That's what I question is like, why?
Yeah.
So I just need to know.
Yeah. So, and do you think the backlash is warranted? Because a lot of people, there was this one bogus article they was trying to say how people are vowing not to play this game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm like, nah. I'm like, that's straight up cap.
That big of a deal, then don't play it.
Yeah, right. I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I do see the negatives into it. Like you said, two-sided or whatever. Like, especially what if you bought this game physically? You know what I'm saying? And you can't play it when you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gotta have online, but then
Is it even gonna be sold physically?
yeah, I think so. Yeah. But they were
Yeah.
saying anyway, since Halo Infinite, that most of these games are just blank disc anyway. It's just a license, and you pop it in and you download the game from the internet anyway. You don't download it from the disc. So I don't know. I just think people, like I said, if this was 10 years ago, this would be a huge deal. But this kind of came and went. Like the news people talked about it, the gaming outlets, and then it moved forward. But I remember when Xbox did that DRM thing with the Xbox One, people was talking about that for months. You know what I'm saying? This kind of like just go, oh, this is what's happening. It's good, it's bad. All right, next, what's other gaming news? So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Um, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like like you said, I agree with you, Shane. Like a lot of people are gonna be downloading this from off of Game Pass anyway, and this is 2023. Not saying everybody got internet or whatever, but I just feel like you'll be all right. I feel like what y'all need to do, if we over here trying to nitpick and stuff like that, we need to fight and get mad about these games raising their prices and they raising these console prices midway in the freaking generation. That's what we need to be instead of supporting it. Like, yeah, you got to, you get what you pay for. Yeah. Like, nah, we need to tone that down if we're going to get mad over a game that needs to always be online when you're always online anyway. You know, that's just my little 2 cents. But did you have anything else to say to this, Shane?
Nah, man, this is crazy. There's nothing to trip over to me.
Okay. Yeah, well, definitely let us know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to hear, if this is a make or break. Because like I said, like Shane and I say, I think we're on the fence. I see both sides. But definitely, I'm more of the like it is what it is. I'm gonna play it regardless. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic here, which is if you have any game that you enjoy on PlayStation Plus collection that they launched when the PS5 first launched back in 2020, definitely go ahead and jump on it and download those games now, because there is going to be a time where you're not able to enjoy those games if you don't have them downloaded already. All right. So I have another article here. This is on polygon.com. And pretty much it says the PlayStation 5, PlayStation Plus. Dang, I was not ready to read this messed up headline. But pretty much Sony's PlayStation Plus collection is coming to an end. All right, so PlayStation 5 owners have just a few months to redeem the titles included in the PlayStation Plus collection, a list of 20 games from the PlayStation 4 era that were included with the PlayStation Plus subscription if you owned a PlayStation 5. Games in the PlayStation Plus collection can be redeemed through May 9th, and players who do redeem them will have access to the collection for as long as you remain a PlayStation Plus member, Sony says. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced the removal of the PlayStation Plus collection on Wednesday, but did not specify why the perk was going away. The PlayStation 4 games included in the PlayStation Plus collection are as follows: Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Until Dawn. All right. So Shane, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you I know you just now got into the PlayStation ecosystem. It's been decades, matter of fact, generations since you last jumped into a PlayStation generation. What do you think about this, man? Is this something, or is this going to make you want to download all these games before they're gone May 9th?
No.
No.
No, not that. I mean, there's a couple, maybe. There's a few, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. Other than that, though, I mean, for the most part,
I mean, there's some good game. What did any of these games not stand out to you? Like, I know, I mean, you completed that first God of War. Sounds like if you haven't played Infamous Second Son, I feel like that was a PS4 launch title launch window game that I feel like you should play. I think it utilizes the system, the controller, the microphone, the touchpad, everything perfectly. Like, they need more games like that. And then of course you got The Last of Us Remastered and Uncharted 4, which is still something I need to play. I played the first 3, so I need to jump in Uncharted 4.
I mean, they're all great games. Yeah, it's a bunch of games. It's definitely a bunch of games I would download for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, will I have time to play all of them? That's the thing.
Yep.
No. So it's like, will I ever get around to playing them? No. So this be mostly taking space up on my hard drive. But I mean, I guess I do got 2 terabytes. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, but I don't think you got to have them downloaded either. It's just that you pretty much purchased them, and that's another thing that we need to clarify too. I don't know
if you got to download them and then
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, Yeah, that's why I need to be before I even throw that out there. Like I'm just thinking of it like and with the games with gold or
Right.
PlayStation Plus, you
So
know what I'm saying?
if that's the case, yeah, for sure. But if I got to have it on my console at all times, like nah. But
Hmm.
from what the article said, it did say you could access it as long as you download the game.
Yeah, you download it, and then as long as you have PlayStation Plus subscription, you should be good.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I was about to say. If that's the case, I'm not even going to think of the negative output, which I don't even want to know if that's true or not. I just want let me live in my fantasy world. But if you are able to download these games, at least have them in your library, and you can download them when you want to, as long as you are still able to access it that way, as long as you got a PlayStation Plus subscription, then yeah, man, I'd do most of these games. I was looking at like I mean some of these games I already own, but I would say like that Final Fantasy 15, I wanted to play that. Monster Hunter World, always wanted to like I played a little bit of that when it was on Game Pass. I wanted to probably do another stab at it, you know. And then that's about it. Every other game I own. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, definitely not like anything huge or anything missing for me anyway. So, but yeah, I would say for you, I figure like you probably didn't play half these games.
No, I didn't. But you know what I mean? It's just the time, man. That's all I'm thinking about. Maybe one day, but I just don't see. I feel like I won't have the time until PlayStation 10 come out. You know what I mean? The
Well,
PSX,
what when you in the grave? That's what it sounds like.
the PSX.
Yeah, the PS. That's
I know,
probably
I'm gonna
exactly.
eventually make it to a point in time where I can retire. Hopefully, when I'm old, I can play video games and vacation all day, every day.
Yes, sir. Hey, man,
That's the
dream,
goal.
manifest it, manifest it. Think about it.
And just sit back, you know what I mean? Getting right with my beautiful lady and enjoying the world.
So, but I mean, to end this topic, I feel like it's definitely, about time. I feel like this was just to pretty much let people who were new to the ecosystem that got a PS5 to have something to play. Like it had most of their big games in there, like God of War, The Last of Us, and Uncharted. It's to get you familiar with their franchises, and then it had other games in there that you might want to play while So you're pretty much you have these 20 games that you didn't really pay much for, to play access to when the launch titles came out, and there was probably only a handful of games you wanted from there anyway, and they were $70. So this was just a good way to do it. And then now, since they pretty much came out with, I wondered about this service because once they relaunched their new PlayStation Plus extra and premium tiers, I'm like, what about like why they still have this? Most of these games are like outdated anyway, I would feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like the newest game in here, I don't even know. Probably that Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy or Days Gone. Those are probably the newest games that are actually in here, and that's like 2019. You know what I'm saying? It's 2023. Like people are like, all right, who's gonna play Battlefield 1 when you could play a different Battlefield? You know what I'm saying? So Black Ops 3 when everybody's playing Modern Warfare 2. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like it's definitely time to go ahead and retire this and move on to the future and start. It'd be cool if they added all these games into their PlayStation Premium. That's what they should have said that they were going to do. But oh well, if you guys are looking forward to
The
playing
middle
any of
tier.
the, you say what?
We're into the middle one. The
The
middle
middle,
tier.
the middle tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, the extra. Yeah,
Extra, yeah.
that's all you need is the extra for real, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
all I
yeah,
got.
I think that's what I might have to get when because I only paid for up to a year. So I might have to do that. But then again, I like the fact that PlayStation, they actually give you a discount if you buy a year off rip. I
Right.
wish Xbox did that. I don't know why they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you pay a year, you're pretty much paying the full price as if you would every month. So it's like, which Xbox kind of did give you a discount too. So, but yeah, man, if any of you guys are looking forward to playing any of these games or any of them seem like it'll be up your alley, make sure you go ahead and download them. You have until May 9th, and let me know what you think about this service leaving down there in the comments. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our final new topic of the episode, which is Halo switching to Unreal Engine 5, people. All right. So this was actually something we've talked about. Well, it was rumored previously. You know, we've talked about it on the podcast before. But this is actually just another report pretty much that came about with all the layoffs that's been happening in the big tech industry and things like that. And then the whole shakeup of 343. We didn't know if Halo's future was in jeopardy or not, you know what I'm saying, or in limbo. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this article that's over here on IGN.com for you guys. So it says here that Halo Infinite reportedly scrapped new story content amid studio shakeup. All right. So it says Halo is reportedly staying at 343 Industries, but the franchise's direction is unclear amidst layoffs and a pivot away from Halo's Slip Space engine. In a report from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the studio's leadership overhaul, mass layoffs, and other big changes are causing 343 to essentially hit the reset button on the franchise. The report also claims that at least 95 people were laid off from 343 as part of this month's mass layoffs at Microsoft, and that 343 was not working on new missions for Halo Infinite's story over the last year. After the layoffs, rumors started circulating claiming that Microsoft could pass Halo development to another studio entirely. According to today's report, Halo is staying put, despite concerns over the studio's ability to develop new Halo games after the big hit in the staff. The report lines up with 343 statements that Halo and Master Chiefs are here to stay. All right. So big changes are in store for Halo. However, it would seem that big changes are still in store for the franchise. Namely, Halo is said to be pivoting to Unreal Engine, leaving the controversial Slip Space engine behind. Development challenges posed by Slip Space are reportedly holding back 2 infinite multiplayer modes that are nearly finished: Extraction and Assault. The report of the engine swap come after years of rumors surrounding 343, Slip Space, and Unreal Engine. The pivot will reportedly begin with the Halo project codenamed Tatanka, which has been rumored for quite some time. The game is in co-development at 343 and Certain Affinity and began as a Halo Battle Royale, but the game may now evolve in different directions. Future Halo games will also explore using Unreal Engine. All right. So Shane, you already know. What do you think of this news? I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it your way with everything that I just read off to you. Is this a win or lose, man? What do you think?
I mean, I guess it's good that they're switching over to the new engine, but it's like, you know, I don't get what they're going to do with the game. I feel like the game needs something. It needs something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Halo's missing something. It needs something. You know what I mean? And what are they going to do with it? Like, they got to do something.
Well, that's what they were alluding to, pretty much saying that, like, it seems like they're pretty much going to leave Halo Infinite behind. Like, at first, Halo Infinite seemed like it was going to be like this 10-year game that they were going to have around, live service type deal with a bunch of content, but they've been having a lot of issues providing content. And people have been saying, rumors have been going around, and it seems like it's true that the new engine that they've been working with, Slip Space, is a big culprit of that. So it looks like they're moving to a more developer friendly engine, Unreal Engine. And that's probably the best move. So it looks like they're not developing any new DLC or any new missions or anything like that for the Halo Infinite campaign. It seems like multiplayer is probably still going to be doing what it's doing until a new game comes out in the Halo universe. Now, I don't know if they were saying like this new Tatanka game is going to be a new Halo game in general, like its own separate thing. I thought it was going to be like a game mode they was going to throw in, with Halo Infinite, but it seems like Halo Infinite, as of right now, might just be focusing on like the multiplayer, arena type stuff and big team battle. Then they might also have, just like with Warzone, it's separate from Call of Duty. They might have something like, oh, this is Halo Warzone, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a different game, it's not the arena type of style. It's this whole bigger game and big ambitions, what have you. And then also the article I forgot to read, it said that they're also working with, prototypes or other games using Unreal Engine 5 that they're pitching for Halo games that could be new Halo experiences as well. So it definitely seems like, like whatever they had with Halo Infinite, like I feel like, it was a good shot. It brought some glory back for Halo. It's just that it missed that longevity mark of keeping players engaged and keeping the content coming. So they just need to go ahead and revert and look forward and look into making another game. Yeah.
Definitely, they definitely need to switch something up. I hope this new mode that they're gonna turn into a game, I hope it's the best thing Halo has ever seen because I don't know, man. I used to love Halo. I used to love Halo, man. Back in the day, bro. We used to be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just lately, I just can't do it, man. It's just not doing it for me.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. It's such a big of an IP, it's such a big property that, I feel like you can still do something with it. I feel like I said, like people praise the Halo Infinite campaign. I enjoyed it. Was it the best? No, but was it enjoyable and fun? Yes. I liked where it was going. I wanted to see more. It's just the multiplayer didn't live up to what it needed to be. And I feel like a lot of people felt that way. I felt like it was fantastic straight out the gate, but for some reason they just couldn't keep up with demand. That's what it felt like. Felt like it was hard to find these next generation consoles. It was hard to find, ways to keep delivering and giving out content for Halo Infinite. So
Yeah.
uh, I feel like this is a good move. I think they need to sit down, kind of restructure, soft reboot this Halo thing, or maybe just reboot it all together. Really dig deep, actually have a future. I know they were talking about like the guy who voices Master Chief. He's like in his 70s right now. Like look for a younger. Not saying nothing, like, nothing like that, but it was like look for the future, like start introduce a new voice for Master Chief, or it might not be the same voice actor, but go ahead and do that now and get people used to it, and so the longevity we can go ahead and rip that band-aid and move on to the future. Maybe Master Chief, you don't play as Master Chief now, and that Master Chief is in charge of you, and you're running out and doing everything, and you answer the Master Chief type stuff. Create your own Spartan, have your own story, choose your own destiny, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that along those lines. I feel like that can be something. And just play around with it, man. Have fun, bring Halo back to what it used to be. So that's all I have to say about that. And with them, I think Unreal Engine 5 looks phenomenally. That's one thing I was disappointed. Like I'm thinking like, man, Halo Infinite, man, they saving it for the new Xbox system. Man, that's gonna look beautiful. Man, I was so hyped. And then when we saw that first gameplay, whatever they did in 2020, I was like, what? Wait, this This looks all right. This ain't nothing mind blowing. And then that's what the whole meme started, the whole everything. Everybody was making fun of Halo Infinite, which caused them to delay it a whole year, you know. So definitely come out swinging this time. And Unreal Engine 5 seems like it's a lot friendlier. A lot more developers can they don't have to learn how to use it because everybody is familiar with Unreal Engine. At least majority of developers are. So yeah, man, I'm ready. Go ahead and bring Halo back to its glory. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a lot has changed since Halo. You know, there's definitely other games that's fighting for that space, but I feel like it can hold its own.
Facts.
Yes, sir. But was there anything else you wanted to say about this before we go ahead and wrap up the show?
Nah, man, I think that about covers it.
Yes, sir. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. But of course, before we wrap up the show, it is a new month. And when there's a new month, you already know that Xbox announces their games with gold for the month. And then PlayStation Plus also announced their games that are launching during the month as well. And that's no surprise. It seems like PlayStation has just been on a roll, man. Like, I don't know what Xbox is doing. I love Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing on Game Pass. But these little free games that's coming out, like, you know, I download them still because they free, you know, put them in my library. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, am I going to play them? I don't know, you know? So, but with PlayStation seems like it's killing it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here. So for Xbox, I'm going to go ahead and show it. Microsoft, this is an article off IGN. Both of them are off IGN, just to throw that out there already. Microsoft has announced that the Xbox games with gold lineup for February 2023 includes For the King and Guts and Goals. All right. So pretty much it says it says to anyone with Xbox Live Gold or Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with For the King available first from February 1st through the 28th, and Guts and Goals being available later from February 16th to March 15th. All right. So those are two games. I went ahead and downloaded that For the King earlier today. So I have that. So those are the two games. They're like two smaller games, nothing really big. You know, originally launching in 2018. This is For the King, by the way. For the King is a roguelike RPG that lets players explore procedurally generated levels on an adventure to avenge their murdered king. You know, so definitely sounds interesting. This game did actually look interesting. I know I was just talking crap, but this game, I did download it and it looked something like I would give it a try, but it's not that AAA blockbuster that I'm about to talk to and show y'all. Like, PlayStation is pretty much killing it this month. So on the PlayStation side of things, Sony has announced that PlayStation Plus games for February 2023 are Ali World for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Mafia Definitive Edition, which is pretty much a remake of the game Mafia, Evil Dead the game for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. That's a game my boy been trying to get me to jump on that. It's pretty much like a an asymmetrical game like Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight, I should say. So I'm excited to play that. And then, of course, Destiny 2 Beyond Light. So they give you 4 straight off bangers. Ali World, heard lots of good news about that. Lots of good. I've been wanting to play Ali World just because it looks fantastic. Mafia Definitive Edition, like with that being a remake of the original, like, man, I definitely want to jump into that and just, I've been wanting to get into the Mafia. I know Mafia 1 and 2 is pretty decent from what I remember, and then 3 was at least that's what they say, but I still want to play those games. And then the Evil Dead, like I said, my boy been trying to get. I love asymmetrical games. And then Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Why not? The new expansion for Destiny 2 is coming out soon, so it's just going to get you ready for that. So, and as revealed on the PlayStation blog, all 4 games will be made available at no extra cost to PlayStation Plus subscribers on February 7th. So, Shane, what do you think about these 2 offerings from Xbox and PlayStation?
Hey man, PlayStation killing it though for real. They doing their thing. But man, Xbox just need to give it up, man. They just need to. And sorry to take from those games or any of those developers or anybody that helped on any of those games. It's not y'all. It's not has nothing to do with the game itself. It's just about the caliber of the game. And Xbox is just not what it is. Like, come on, they got to do better with that, or just stop it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like those games could get thrown in the Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
why like highlight them as free games you could get, and then it's a limited time. You know what I'm saying? Just throw them in Game Pass. Boom. Yeah. But that's great. I totally agree. But definitely, I'm gonna be downloading those games February 7th for sure. As soon as they come out, I know this January was a good month as well. So thankful for that. Just wanted to share that. But we are at the end of the show here. So I just want to go ahead and thank you guys for making it to the end of the show. If you could just go ahead, man, let us know what you guys thought about these topics down in the comments below, man. We would love to hear what you guys think about it. If you can, go ahead and follow your boy at Donnie Tress, DONNYTR3S on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me, man. We'll talk about nothing but games, sports, music, man, movies, everything, man. Just want to go ahead and chop it up with you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the show, man. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe to the Gamers Anonymous Podcast YouTube channel, so you don't miss out on any new episodes that drop. And just look forward to more content in the future. Shane, where could these people find you at?
I can be reached as at TurpTech. That's TURPTECH. Just be down here somewhere. And also, man, I just like to thank y'all for tuning in, listening. Please, everybody that shows support, anybody that showed love, even the people that show hate, man, I appreciate that too. I got my dog going crazy in the background. I apologize for that, but
she's like, "Who's hating? Who hating?"
I didn't see anything, but I was just saying. But man, like I said, like I always say though, we do this because we love to, not because we have to, and just we appreciate y'all so much. So
Yes,
thank you.
sir. So of course you already know, man. Like, share, and subscribe. It's been fun and it's been real. But of course, until next time, never stop gaming.